Well, now, here we are out on the, I don't know what to call this. This may be the playa or whatever. This is out in the Mazitzal wilderness area, and it's raining, finally. It's about 48 degrees. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's been raining all night. It's wet. It's miserable. This is hypothermia weather. I mean, it's cold and wet. And I found this nice spot, and we're gonna set up the fire tent, and we're gonna have a nice camp. The mud is absolutely a nightmare. But over here where I'm gonna set up the tent, we have some grass, and it'll be much better. So I think I'm gonna do time lapse today, just to make it clear that you can set this up in the rain. And then start a fire underneath it and be nice and toasty warm. Boy, you really get some nice views of the sunlight peeking through over here. But everywhere around, it's pretty miserable. This is nature's way of saying you should be inside. And this is the kind of weather that in Seattle, which we would have all the time during the winters. And you know, one of the reasons I made the fire tent was to get out into nature when it was inclement like this. And of course someone would say, well, why don't you just wear rain gear? Well, you wear rain gear for a couple hours, and then, you know, then you're still kind of wet, and I mean, you're moist and cold, or at least, you know, lukewarm. There's nothing like a heat source, a real heat source, like a fire. And it allows me to chill in the, a heated chill. Well, it allows me to be out here, and this is a recurring theme, to be out here and to enjoy being out here without being inside. And that's kind of the trick. That's kind of the fun part. So I got the old fire tent here. I will, I've shown it 100 times, but still, you can see how the mud is so thick here. Look at the old truck. It's slip and slide for sure. If I didn't have four-wheel, it'd be a problem getting up here. Even though it's relatively flat, it's just slippery. So here's the camping gear setup. Here's my instant kitchen. Got some firewood. Oh my God, I paid a fortune for that. And the fire tent components, extra firewood. I got the kettle. Hopefully I'll demonstrate how to cook on the campfire today. I got the grill set up here, the hanging grill, the kettle, table, that pop-up fire tent or fire pit that I've been testing. It's working out great. And then the table and chairs and stuff. The chairs, because I want to keep them dry, are inside the cab. But you can actually dry them in pretty quick order next to the fire tent, next to the fire. But you know, I have room, so there's no need. So I'm going to set up the tripod and set up the fire tent, and wish me luck. Thanks. Dude, it is coming down. I need like a rainometer. Something I can show you the rain. It's like something where it's coming down. You can see it. I can't even see it, but I can feel it. I'll tell you that right now. It's like, oh, here we go. Look at the truck. See? Water from the sky. Over here. It's so backlit. It's gonna be dark. But I'm dry and warm and in good cheer. It's hard to, I know it's kind of a unique thing to me to be out here and experience nature this way. You know, you could draw pop psychology parallels and say like, oh, he grew up in Alaska and he had all those, you know, extreme weather events, you know, freezing cold to really cold rain and all that stuff. And, you know, he grows up and he wants to make this thing to keep himself safe. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I built it and I enjoy it because it's awesome. That's why. That's why. And I can, you know. All right, here we are. It hasn't started sheeting off yet. Let's see. It takes a lot of rain to saturate the tarp or the canopy. But you can see it's starting to come down a little bit, it's starting to weight, which is good. It's usually the first step before it starts sloughing off. All right, stay tuned. Thought I'd take a minute and show you my kitchen. Just it feels so cozy, particularly when it's raining and it's all warm. So I already cooked stuff, but here you go. This is my little chest of drawers. These are made by DeWalt. They're now defunct. That's what happens when you have salt in the container and it bounces around in the back of the truck. But you know, I could lick it off the sides, I guess. And here's just my towel and backup chili and paper towels and such. And here's the good stuff. I got the knives, can opener, the good can opener, backup knife, knife sharpener, scissors, because scissors are awesome. And just picked this up today. Benedictine brandy goes very nice with the hot chocolate. And a little cucumber, steak, which I grilled over there. Yeah. There was a whole nother one. I ate it, so I'm waiting. And then got these brats. I'm going to try these later. These are the boar's head. Some bread, butter, the butter and the sliced bread, butter, and cucumber. Yeah. And then that's for dessert. Here's hot chocolate fixins. I got some of these Starbucks Via coffees. I don't care for the flavor. Wish I did, but anyway, there we go. Oh, and here's the teapot. Now it's actually brand new. It's just black from the soot, and it's clean inside. There we go, clean inside. And this one is a $50 unit. At least 10 years ago, it's a $50 unit, and it's from Coleman. But the fun part is there's no plastic on it, and this is glass, so you literally can put it in the fire, and that's key. So, oh, it's coming down. It's coming down. We're still not sloughing off yet, but it's getting dramatic. Oh, you can kind of see it coming down over there. You can kind of see it. I feel like a storm catcher. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It is coming down. You see that? It is coming down, yo. Yeah, we're definitely going to get some gutter effect with this downpour. Let's see where we are here. Sometimes what you have to do is you have to sometimes it will puddle in the big section here and it'll swoop down. What you do is you see where it swoops down, and then you stake down either that one or that tie down, and it'll drain right off. It's usually best to wait and see what the rain does, because there's no guessing until you actually put it in the location and see which way the lay of the land is. And sometimes even the way the rain falls determines, and the wind determines which way it will slough off. Dude, it's coming down. This is awesome. This is why I drove all the way up here. Okay, here we go. We're getting some slough or gutter. Let's see here. And people say, "Well, Dan, why don't you put the mast in the very center?" Well, because if it's in the center, then that blocks the actual center of the tent. I mean, you gotta have the pole in the middle, so it just means you don't have a huge extended space. And this, as in the other videos, is kind of designed to be like the picnic table or the large area. You could put your car here, your trailer. You could put your sleeping tent. And it gives you, I think it's more flexible. You kind of have a fire room over here and then whatever extra room you want over here. And in warmer climate or warmer times, you know, you want the hot heat next to the fire, you know, where the kids or whoever's doing the fire, and you might want a colder space over here. And I know I've mentioned this too, is that incidentally, usually the distance between the fire pit and this cold or this open area is usually the same distance on many campsites. Usually the single campsites, that usually is, that's why this dimension works well, because you can put it in a single campsite and it stretches from the table to the fire pit. All right, we're starting to get some slough here. Oh yeah, and to answer a question about, like, could you put a rain bucket and catch it? Here, watch this. Yeah. And the answer is yes, but I have yet to have tasty rain. I don't know. I've been in pretty pristine environments, and I've yet to have rain be tasty. If I did it for drinking water, I think I would attach it to one of those, you know, large bag style filter systems. I forget the company. I have one, something like that. Or you could just put it in a container and then just, I don't know, use this washing water maybe, or just whatever. Oh yeah, we're pooling here. Okay, here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, you see, sometimes it will pool, and then it will self-bail. It's not anything you have to take care of. Oh, see, it's right here. It's kind of pregnant with water. This one makes me a little nervous. Let's play around with it. All right, so if I pull this down, will it come down here? If I pull this down like this, oh, yeah, it'll come there. Okay, all right. Now, should I do this other side? I guess I could do the main one here. Let's see here. Is it coming down? Oh, dude. I guess I could do the center, just for symmetry's sake. You know, I guess I'll get my tools and I'll do that. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, we're back at it. So here, we're getting heavy rain, and so, see, we have a drainage thing we got to take care of. If I let this be, it'll probably drain off to the side, but I set the stake here. I didn't bore you with the details of that, but I set the stake here, and I'll just show you. You just get a ratchet strap or something. These are for my motorbike, and then just cinch it down. And be warned when the water comes. Oh! Okay, here we go. Okay, it's gonna all come down here in a second. There we go. And of course it makes it lower here, but this is kind of like a heavy rain situation. Usually when it's at such a dramatic angle, the rain will now slough off and won't puddle. And you know, you could actually, there's a myriad of things you could do to keep that from puddling. One of them is see if you can cinch up the different straps. I purposely put this at an incline, like the wrong incline, just to show you what it's like. The hill is going up. I should have put it around the other way, but the fire pit was here, and I didn't want to make a new fire pit, so I did it uphill. It's just a case example that you can put this pretty much wherever you want to sit down and make it work. And you know, it's just a matter of putting another stake there. And if it was super duper a problem, you could put another stake, I guess. So anyway, and even though this is pretty extreme here, you know, it's still right here. It's still 6.5 feet here high. So this is like, I don't know, it's like 4 or something, 5. So you could still have your picnic table here if you were at a national campground spot, and you'd be fine. So, and it's certainly much better than sitting in the rain, I'll tell you that. Or sitting, I don't know, this is glamping in the rain, however you want to say it. Oh, we're starting to get some groundwater here, look. See, it's starting to puddle up here. And that's something that if you're in the rain for a long time, you can, before you set up the tent, if it's raining, you can see where the rivulets are going and, you know, determine where you're going to sit down. Because sometimes you'll be fine here, but you actually have a river going through. It'd be nice and warm and dry, but it can be a little, irritating. So you could just orient the tent in another direction so that it, you're not on top of the little rivers. But it doesn't rain frequently enough here in Arizona to see the, rains or, river sign or drain sign. Because here it just rains all of a sudden. And then, you got another 3 or 4 months before you ever see rain. And the ground doesn't really absorb the water. It seems to slough off and doesn't leave much evidence, except in the flash flood areas where it's really dramatic. And here, with a relatively flat spot, you're just not going to see much. Look at that. See, it's coming down right there. All right. Well, I think I'm going to stoke my fire. I need to get to that and enjoy the view. I thought I'd show another reason for the mast in the middle. Another usefulness of it is, you see, I made this this thing here. You got a chain, got a bracket connected to the pole, and a grill. Now the grill, the way it's made is the chain, you can lower it, raise it as you see fit. Just hook it up like that. And you got a nice little cooking surface. Also, it fits the kettle. You take the kettle like this, and kind of tuck it in there, like this. Oops, like this. Okay, like that. Ooh, hot. And you see how the uprights kind of hold it in place. Now, at this height, it'll take forever to boil. But what you do then is you just put it right down into the fire, like this, sometimes even on top of the wood, just like that. See how it's right down into it? And as I was explaining earlier, that kettle is all metal and glass. There's no meltable, I mean, you can melt it, but have to be crazy hot. And so in other words, it's not melting any plastic. And then in a few minutes, you'll have warm water, and that way you don't have to build a crib or something and put the kettle in the coals, which is a whole nother challenge. And then you can use the grill to cook steak on, as they did today. I already showed you, but let me show you again. So here's a nice little piece of prime rib, or not prime, I forget what this was, tri-tip or whatever that was. And it just came from there. And because this is height adjustable, you put the steak in and get a sear, and then you raise it up when it's cooking to continue to cook it. So anyway, oh, we can hear it. Hear the kettle getting hot. So the only thing about this is you gotta make sure to use gloves when you pull it out, because it's gonna be really hot. But the cool part is that the height adjustability and the proximity to the fire here, it just makes it really handy dandy to use to cook. And as there's so many camping things, they look cooler than they are. This one actually works, and it's very convenient. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I've done this now, and it works like a charm. So I don't have to bring a gas stove if I'm assured of the ability to have campfire, because sometimes fire restrictions, you can't do it, or lack of firewood or whatever, or you just don't want to smell like smoke or whatever it is. So anyway, so I'll let that warm up, and I'm gonna make a cup of hot cocoa. Take care. Well, I'm gonna be winding down the afternoon. We still have weather coming in, but I think I'm gonna head out. Look at that. But we have acquitted ourselves quite well today. A rain camp in the mountains, so to speak. Now, can you see how it works up there? And everything is dry under here. been fun. Been fun catching the rain. I think I'll show you how to put it down over the hot fire. You don't have to extinguish the fire, you just flop it down. I'll show you that today, I think. All right, Dan out. So here we are. We've had a good camp. The fire is still going. Still got coals down there. And I wanted to show you how to take this down even if you got a hot fire. It's pretty simple. Hang on a second. I'll get this all squared away. Okay. All right. Well, so when you have it set up like this, and it's still hot and you want to take it down, the risk, of course, is getting the canopy on the hot rocks or the hot coals. The rocks can be as hot enough to melt it. You don't want that, obviously. So what you do is you fall it away from the fire, and you use the pole as kind of a cantilever. And what I mean by that is that as you release pressure from this side, the pole will move the canopy away from the coals there at the base. You just got to make sure to keep your end up above the coals as you walk it back across, and it's usually done in just a split second, but you know, you want to do it carefully. So just like before, I put my body weight on this and then release the tension. And you see how it's walking, the weight of the pole is pulling that way. So I will continue to release the tension. I think this one's just about maxed out. I'll take this one. And just release the tension this way. And then depending on the pressure on it, I can sometimes pull it. It's still pretty heavy. Let's see if I go like this. That. Sometimes I can release it. I have enough. Depends on the weight. This is pretty heavy because it's wet. But sometimes I can push against this and undo the carabiner and then just walk it out. So I'll try it. Let's see here. I think I'm going to release more tension here. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So this is like, oh, it's pretty heavy actually. Yes, that's pretty heavy. I think I can do it. Yeah, I think I'll set it down. Okay, see how you just walk it down like that? And then, no, now I'm saying it, it's kind of heavy. I don't know if I can pull it. Yeah, maybe I can. Okay, there we go. Now, if you're unable to do this, to pull that pole, what you can do is you can walk, you know, if you're unable to get this for whatever reason, you can also lift the pole up and tip it down. But I wanted to do this method here and just walk it down. Yo. Now, you see, the risk is getting the tarp in the coals. You just flop it over like that, and you're golden. So I won't bear you with the other, I won't burden you with the other details we've seen in the other videos. So I'll just bucket up the way it's supposed to be done, or the way it's done in other. Oh my God. I won't go through it this time because the other videos show how to put it down. But, you know, this was nice to do with an actual fire. So it's not just me, you know, being theoretical about stuff. So, all right, see you on the other side.